Hello? hello. How's it going? Welcome back. It's not 2-1. I forgot to change the score on the title. Whoops. It is 3-1. And boy, does it feel a little bit... I'm obviously very, very happy, to say the least, but I just know when I go into the stream with Alex, it's gonna be weird because I'm obviously gonna play devil's advocate and be like, come on now, they kind of gave it to us. Do I care? Do I fuck? I don't give a bollocks. Champions League now seems as though it is pretty much in our hands. In the weirdest way possible. I did not expect for that to be something I would say. Let me check this. I'm going to wind them up for sure. 60. There we go. It has been updated. I mean, I've got to update that screen. So give me 1 second while I do. I'll try and natter away whilst I do. So we are up to 63 points with 21 goal difference. We don't go up at all. However, the next game is absolutely fucking massive. Massive. And I mean massive. 66.25 and 64.59. It's ours to lose at this point. It quite frankly, it is ours to lose if we don't qualify for the Champions League now. The hardest bit is done. The hardest bit is out the way, boys and girls. Might I just ring that in? Might I just let you know that the hardest bit is absolutely out the way? And as you can see here, the updated race for top 5. We've got 3 games to go in this Premier League campaign. Newcastle away. Manchester United at home, Nottingham Forest away on the final day, a maximum points tally of 72. Our Opta predicted points tally, 67.14. We are now definitively in 5th place for the projected finish. Realistically, we just need to get 3, maybe, I honestly think 4 points out of our last 3 games. And I don't think that is too much to ask. A win against Manchester United. The worst Manchester United in history. In history. 3 points against them at home. And then a point against Newcastle or Forest is all that we need. We're on 63. That would take us to 67. That's more than enough. That's more than enough points. I would be surprised, you know, and this is the thing. I just want to reiterate this point to you. I'm live tomorrow. I am live tomorrow, and I would beg you to join me because it will be as big a game tomorrow as it is today. If Crystal Palace beat Nottingham Forest, I can't tell you how big a game that is for us, how big a result that is for us. So tomorrow, we are Crystal Palace fans. Tomorrow, we need big Jean-Philippe Mateta to fucking get his fucking dodgy head on the end of a ball and in the back of the fucking net. Join me tomorrow for that game. It's going to be an absolute blast. I'll tell you that much for free. It's a bank holiday. I might have some beers left over. And rest assured, a result for Palace means almost certainly Chelsea have Champions League. Of course, Aston Villa are right up the ree, but their goal difference is a little bit muddy, to say the least. We can do it. We can do it. I can't quite believe that we're there. I can't quite believe that we're in the position that we are to be saying this. I need to... I need to say a big thank you to Liverpool for putting us in this position, because I disagreed with a lot of people saying that Liverpool would just kind of come out with with a weakened side and not really bother, not really do much. But that's exactly what they did today. They couldn't give a bollocks. They couldn't care less. They've won the league. It's a terrible image for the Premier League that the champions have just gone to another top 6 club and lost 3-1. I don't think they care, though. I don't think they care. We'll take the 3 points. That's for damn sure. We'll take it right to all the way to the bank. Van Dijk booting the ball off of Quansah's bollocks into the back of the net. Quansah had an absolute nightmare of a game. Man, it's a strange result. It really is a fucking strange result. But did I wake up feeling as though we could pull it off? I absolutely did. I absolutely did. I felt like there was something in the air. There was something in the air, you know? I mean, the fact that Palmer scored, albeit a penalty. The Premier League, London, it's frozen over. It's cold once again. Can you believe it? We did it. That's all that fucking matters, says Daniel, and he's spot on. He's spot on. It's it just couldn't be any bigger of a result, to be fair. Cole moves up to our 10th in all-time Premier League goal scorers. What the fuck do you mean? Cole Palmer is 10th all-time top scorer for Chelsea. He's got one more goal to go until he's joint with Nicholas Anelka on 48. He's nearly level. He's nearly beaten fucking Diego Costa. What's going on? I don't understand. Absolutely mental stuff. But anyway, Cole Palmer, man of the match. Not quite sure. I mean, I don't disagree. I don't know if I agree. I think Enzo Fernandez was absolutely fantastic for Chelsea today. I think Caicedo was brilliant today. I think that I think Madueke was good in the second half. You know, I think Jackson was easily the worst player on the pitch for us today. Neto was good. Lavia was fantastic. Enzo Fernandez, as I said, was really good. Cucurella was great. I'd even go as far as to say Colwell and Cucurella and Chalobah were good as well. You know, Chalobah for me he's always fairly decent. He has some missteps every now and then, but for me he's the better defender out of him and Colwell. But Caicedo, fantastic. Sanchez really didn't have much to do. I need to watch the Van Dijk goal back again. Not that it really matters at the end of the day, but should we see what Cole Palmer has to say? He said that social media is full of idiots. He doesn't pay attention, doesn't pay no attention to that. With a face of someone who absolutely pays attention. I reckon the memes and everything have gotten to him. I reckon everything's gotten to him so much. He looks fuming. He looks livid. He looks like it bothers him. I won't lie. I won't lie. He says it's not bothered him, but he's obviously scored his first goal in like 15 games. He says he still feels like himself. Certainly hasn't been playing like himself. And obviously there is the argument as well that a lot of players... He's created a lot of chances over the last 15 games or so. And players just aren't getting on the end of it. He's praising Caicedo at the moment for how good he's been this season and saying that he's been the best player of the year this season for us, which to be honest with you is completely accurate. Caicedo is the man of the player of the season for us, and it really is. Not really up for debate. Not really up for debate, Cole Palmer had his season last season. I would argue on the screen right now are our two best players. Cole Palmer, Moises Caicedo. Cole Palmer's obviously had a bit of a diabolical last maybe like quarter of the season, third of the season. But, hopefully Cole Palmer, he says that he's not bothered about the social media scrutiny and the criticism and everything like that. I don't necessarily believe him based on the look on his face and the attitude that he's got. Hopefully, though, with that said, he takes it and he moves forward. He's finally got the goal. He's in the top 10 top scorers for Chelsea in history. He needs to move forward now and take that momentum into the next game and into the rest of the season and into the Club World Cup. Into the next season. If we get Champions League, he's finally playing in the big league. So we need to see Cole Palmer delivering on all cylinders, firing on all cylinders in the Champions League on the grandest stage and doing what we know he should be doing. And that is playing to the best of his ability and winning games for Chelsea, quite frankly. We had a bit of a blip. Van Dijk scored. But of course, that Cole Palmer penalty made it all worth it once again. We are level on goal difference with Newcastle, level on points with Newcastle. So a game against Newcastle to decide who goes into the Champions League is all that makes sense, really. Let's be honest. Obviously, it could end in a draw, but realistically, next Sunday is a final. It's a final. Whoever wins that game gets Champions League football, in my eyes, 66 points. I don't necessarily see either Aston Villa or Forest getting 66, 67 points. If we can get a win against, if we can get a win against Newcastle and a win against Manchester United, that's 69 points, and then a draw at the very least against Nottingham Forest, that's 70 points. We could finish on 72 points at this rate with the momentum we've got. With the fire in us that we've got, we could be finishing on 70 plus points at this point. I'm not asking for too much now. We can finish second. Imagine a world in which we finish second. It would be absolutely outrageous, Please do like the stream while you're here. I really do appreciate it. Over 200 of you here at the moment for this review. It's absolutely popping off. So again, please do like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. But with that said, I do think a few people have said it. It's been individual performances. Madueke had a good second half, not so much a good first half. He had a squandered chance where he could have easily passed it into the feet of Enzo Fernandez and put it in the back of the net. Jackson, for me, had an absolutely terrible game. Cole Palmer, a good performance from him, despite only scoring a penalty. Elsewhere on the pitch, great movement, off the ball, on the ball, great passing, brilliant play altogether from Cole Palmer. But as a whole, I would say we're treading on dangerous territory with regards to Reece James. Because I just want to say this formation that we're playing this whole season. Have we lost playing in this formation with Caicedo at right back or three at the back, Caicedo playing in that defensive role? I don't think we have. I think we've been actually the best we've been this season when we've been playing in this role, in this style, in this formation. So it kind of makes it hard for us to justify Reece James being a starter. And let's be honest, he isn't a fucking bench player. He's not someone who's going to sit on for the rest of his career on the bench. And jokes aside, obviously, if he's injured all the time, he might have to do that. But I just don't see a world in which James is here in a few years' time. If this formation works, if this is the formation we're going to go forward with, if Maresca has had that light bulb moment where he's like, fucking hell, you know, we might have to move forward with this. Admit that he was wrong to go with the formation that he had. And let's be honest, he never wanted Reece James to be a right back in the first place. He's always had him in the middle. So maybe we have James in the middle, Caicedo at right back. I don't necessarily think that would work because I just don't think that would work. And where does that leave Lavia? That's assuming that Lavia and James can both stay fit for the whole season. It's not possible, really. Let's be honest with you. I don't know. It's been a crazy season. It's been a crazy season, and you look at the table, and the way it's stacked up, the way it's leveled out. It's ours to lose at this point. It is honestly ours to lose in terms of Champions League qualification. The ball is in our court. The ball is in our court. And we have to play the two teams either side of us before the end of the season. We've got Newcastle next. We have a home game, which is against arguably a guaranteed win. If we can beat, and I know Liverpool have bent over for us there, and they've just played like shit formation, play it. They don't care. None of them care. Not a single player on that pitch cared. So, for those of people, we set up well. We set up well. We played well. It was a good team performance. There's no debating that, really. But to argue that Liverpool didn't just kind of come here and not really give a fuck, we have to address the elephant in the room here and say Liverpool didn't give a fuck. They didn't care. We haven't beaten them since 2018 at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League. You know? Will I take the win? I absolutely fucking will. I'm running away with it, stashing it in me little what's name, and then I'm running you're running to the bank with it, and I'm not giving it back. I'm not giving it back. However, for people to say that was anything like a Maresca masterclass, or if Liverpool wanted to win that game, I think we would have struggled to even get a draw in that game, to be completely honest with you. Like if that ended up being the game where they would have won the league, you best believe we would have lost that game. That's what that's just the fact of the matter. And it's indicative of the season. We've gotten lucky this season in so many ways. Man United, Tottenham being absolute dross this season. Newcastle, City dropping off this season. Forest being good all season and then dropping off is lucky for us at this time of season. It's worked in our favour, Liverpool winning the league the game before we play them worked in our favour. It's about time we capitalise. We did today. A huge result. For once, we've capitalised when we needed to the most. This might be the game of all games where we needed to capitalise and get 3 points. Not just a draw. Not just a draw. But capitalise and get it over the line and get the win. Do I think we got lucky today in the sense that Liverpool weren't necessarily that bothered about getting a win? Absolutely. But will I take all 3 points? I absolutely will. Couldn't give a fuck. Chelsea are on track. We're en route to getting Champions League football next season, and I couldn't be happier. I could not be fucking... Hey! It's 8 o'clock, baby! Smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of when I go live next, which will be tomorrow for the Forest versus Crystal Palace game. Join me. If Forest lose, we are one step closer. One step closer to Champions League football, boys and girls. Again, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. I'll see you soon.